New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
And hello again, dear ones. Dr. Robert with you here on a Friday evening. It's 5 o'clock on the Mountain Time Zone, and that means it is time for the good news. Happens every Friday evening right here on the New Thought Media Network. Reverend Barbara Jean has a family event this evening, and so she asked me if I would sit in, as it's been quite a while since I've been with you. And I'm grateful to be here. Grateful that you're with us here this evening as well. Barbara Jean will be back next week in this anchor seat, as it were. But tonight you get me. So let's get into it. What do you say? I think we should. Except I lost my there it is. All right. First up tonight. Researchers develop a way to get natural gas that's renewable directly from sewage. Yes. A pilot study employed a new method for testing sewage sludge, effectively creating renewable gas, natural gas, while slashing the treatment process and the cost of it. Now, this all happened up in Washington State University. Team described the process this week as in the Chemical Engineering Journal, touting it as a way to help communities sustainably clean up their waste while providing renewable natural gas for their energy needs. This sounds like a win-win to me. When the researchers pre-treated the sludge collected from a nearby waste facility, they produced 200% more renewable natural gas and cut the cost of disposal of that sludge by nearly 50%. Again, that sounds like a win-win. The technology basically converts up to 80% of the sewage sludge into something valuable, according to Professor Birgit Ehring, sorry if I pronounced that improperly, of the WSU School of Chemical Engineering and Bioengineering, one of the authors of the paper. The renewable gas can be used in the same way as fossil fuel-based natural gas for electricity generation, home heating, transportation, and without the heavy climate footprint left by most fossil fuels. Now, waste treatment facilities across the nation use large amounts of electricity to clean up municipal wastewater, and it's making up between 3 and 4% of the electrical demand in the U.S. right now. Let's cut that. About half of the approximate 15,000 wastewater treatment plants in the U.S. are using what's known as an anaerobic digestion to reduce sewage waste and make biogas, with the process in which the microbes break down the waste is efficient and struggles to break down all the it's inefficient and struggles to break down all the complex molecules in the sludge. Now, the biogas is composed of carbon dioxide and methane and only has limited use. And then there's leftover sludge on top of that. Pretty cool stuff. The researchers showed that their pre-treatment results in reduced cost of treating the sewage from $495 to $253 per ton of dry solids. This approach not only enhances carbon conversion efficiency and methane yield, but also enables direct production of pipeline quality renewable natural gas with minimal CO2 content. This is addressing two of the major limitations of existing sludge to energy systems into a single scalable method, according to the study's author. Wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. Talk about good news in the energy industry. And you know, folks, that's not the only good news we have in the energy industry tonight. Researchers are saying they've actually created lightning in a bottle. Now, this is coming from Northwestern University, and they were able to recently successfully convert methane directly into methanol in a single step. What they're doing is harnessing tiny bursts of plasma, or what they're calling mini lightning bolts, in glass tubes that are submerged in water. And the chemists have found a new way to turn that natural gas then into liquid fuel. For those that may not know, methanol is a versatile, high-demand industrial chemical used to make many products people use every day. It's commonly used as an industrial solvent and is gaining attention as a cleaner burning fuel for ships and industrial boilers, things like that. Now, using just electricity, water, and a copper oxide catalyst, the new process could offer a cleaner, electrified path to produce one of the world's most widely used chemical building blocks. The method bypasses the extreme heat and high pressure required for current industrial processes, and which blast apart the methane and then rebuild it as methanol in a multi-step process. While the current method is reliable, it's energy intensive and emits millions of tons of carbon dioxide per year globally. Cut back on the carbon dioxide. That's good too. The extreme temperatures are needed to break the unreactive chemical bonds between carbon and hydrogen in methane. This is according again to the author, Danny Swire. The study in the release regarding the paper's publication, this all came out in the Journal of American Chemical Society. Now, researchers have long sought a more efficient, energy-efficient, single-step solution, and this seems to do it. We're using single pulses of high-voltage electricity, said the author. If the electrical potential is high enough, lightning bolts form inside of our reactor the way they do during a summer thunderstorm. We're taking advantage of that chemistry to break methane's bonds without heating the entire system to extreme temperatures. Good news, good news. Sounds like good news to me as people are breaking down. It's amazing how we just find new ways to do this stuff. Good news across the chemical world and across the energy industry. And, you know, all of this is important in my mind, because we have to be able, this is all about people. Right. It's all about the people in our lives. And I found a really good story about people. Members of Gen Z and millennials are attending phone-free experiences 567% more often across the globe, signaling a major shift in people wanting to get together in person. It's good to know after the pandemic, we're starting to get together in person again. In a world shaped by algorithms and constant visibility, Eventbrite data shows that the generations having grown up with limited to no social media and smartphone use, and which then lead the charge to its adoption, is now leading the world back away from the constant connectivity. Phone-free events grew by over 500% globally between 2024 and 2025, with attendance rising 121% and expanding from 5 to 12 different countries. All of this, again, is according to Eventbrite. These events now span the full calendar year, and they signal a shift from temporary reset to sustained behavior. Now, the momentum is most obvious in the United States and the UK, and though each market reflects a distinct pattern of growth. The United Kingdom has emerged as the global leader for phone-free socializing, with events growing from 1,200% and attendance increasing by over 1,400%. Now, of course, the previous amount will all have been very small, and like a biotech startup whose new medical products approval sees an explosion in the stock price, the overall number of phone-free events will still be low in comparison to other events. In the United States, the offline or analog movement is defined by expansive participation. While event volume grew by 388%, attendance jumped by 913%. And the growth is already accelerating. In just the first 3 months of 2026, phone-free experiences have reached over a third of last year's global event volume, signaling that this is no longer a fringe behavior, but gaining traction as a mainstream way of gathering. Now, who would have thunk getting together in person without our phones would be a mainstream way of gathering in 2026? Thank you to the young folks for making this happen. And hey, you know, those of us in the older generations, we could do this too. Lock your phone up, put it away, leave it in the car, check it at the door. I'm not sure which it needs to be, but let's get out and start socializing in person again. I think it sounds like a great idea. Hey, I've got another good idea here, and that is to let you hear a little bit more about what we're doing around the New Thought Media Network and learn a little bit more about our sponsors. So we're going to take a quick break, check in with some of the people that make all this happen, but we're going to be back with more good news in just a moment or two. So stay tuned, stay with us, hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Let your friends and family know what we're doing. We got more good news on the horizon right after these messages.
What if you had a place to return to every day for peace, clarity, and connection? The New Thought Ministry of Prayer offers live morning and evening prayer, along with a growing library you can access anytime. This is a space for reflection, renewal, and real spiritual practice, rooted in the understanding that something greater is already alive within you. You are welcome here. Join us live or watch anytime. The New Thought Ministry of Prayer, part of the New Thought Media Network. Come, take a moment for what matters most.
Are you passionate about media, storytelling, and making a difference? Welcome to New Thought Media Network, where your voice matters. We amplify diverse voices and share impactful stories. Join us in our mission. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to creativity and community, looking for enthusiastic volunteers who want to be part of something bigger, learn, grow, and collaborate in various aspects of media production. Incredible support and camaraderie await you here. Your contributions will help us create powerful content that resonates with audiences and drives social change.
Ready to make a difference? Visit our website www.ntmedia.org to learn more about volunteer opportunities and how you can get involved.
Find our volunteer inquiry under the Engage tab on our website, or visit www.ntmedia.org/volunteer. We look forward to connecting with you soon.
And we're back with more of the good news here on the New Thought Media Network. It's Friday night. We're so grateful that you're with us here on the New Thought Media Network. All right, next up, two runners at the Boston. Got my slides wrong. Two runners at the Boston Marathon stopped mid-race to help a fellow competitor who had collapsed due to severe leg cramps. A spectator was watching the race on April 20th when she witnessed a very emotional scene unfolding near the very closing stages. The spectator said she noticed a runner in a black top suddenly come to a halt and buckle over in pain with cramps in his muscles, and several other athletes just ran past. Two competitors, however, made the decision to stop and help. The pair lifted the struggling runner between them, each taking one side, and supporting him as they continued along the course together. It felt like such a heartfelt moment, and I got emotional watching it, said one spectator. Seeing them choose to stop and help another runner instead of getting their own times was truly powerful and inspiring. The Boston Herald spoke with the runner, first-timer AJ. He had crossed the 26-mile marker when he described his legs going limp. struggling up, then falling again. His mind was battling his body. And after falling down for the fourth time, he told the Herald, "I was getting ready to crawl." That's when two runners, Aaron Beggs in yellow and Robson Olivier, the runner in white, came to his aid. It might seem to an observer like a routine show of sportsmanship, but these athletes do have goals in mind. And if he was forced to crawl the last 0.2 of a mile, Hardesty said he might not have qualified for next year's race. Olivier would have finished with his personal best in the Boston Marathon. However, he explained he felt humbled and honored that Beggs had sacrificed, or Hardesty said he felt honored and humbled that Olivier and Beggs sacrificed their race times to help him. It was a split-second decision, said one of the runners. When I entered the final stretch of the marathon, I was just a few meters away from achieving my personal best, but in the distance, I saw Hardesty collapse. I knew I would have the strength to help him on my own, and in that moment, I thought, God, if someone stops, I'll stop too and help him. Now, all the men ended up in the medical tent. However, they were just suffering from dehydration and all recovered quickly. Thank you, gentlemen, for being good guys out in the world and helping a fellow out get across the finish line. Good news all around, helping our fellow humans out in the world. And, it's not just that we're here to help out our fellow humans. Sometimes we got to help out our furry creatures together. This is Elby. Elby's a 2-year-old Jack Russell, and he disappeared from his apartment in a Sydney, Australia, in a high-rise last week. At first, her family had no idea what happened. They looked around the entire apartment, all the little spots, anywhere a small dog might scurry into, and found nothing. They say they started to think the worst, that possibly she had fallen off the balcony. Well, after desperate searches and social media posts asking for help, a breakthrough came from an unexpected source. A neighbor flying a drone near the building spotted Elby trapped on a ledge on the far side of the high-rise. Now, the tiny dog had somehow survived for 2 days without food or water. Eventually, firefighters arrived to help attempt a delicate rescue. They stretched a tarp out below firefighter Joel Spillman, who was scaling the building using vertical rescue equipment. The tarp was there in case anybody slipped. Well, in case the dog did. He was a little bit stuck, said Joel, and it took me a while to get him out. He was stuck in between the awning up there, but he was calm, and that helped a lot. After 20 tense minutes, Spillman worked to free the trapped dog before finally lifting Elby through an apartment window back to safety. We got him inside. He's drunk heaps of water. They gave him a shower, and I'm sure he'll be off to the vet soon, said Spillman. Yes. Dorbin, the doggie's owner, was over the moon. I didn't know if I was going to ever see her again, and we're so very happy. Thanks to quick-thinking neighbors, determined rescuers, and one brave little doggie, this frightened ordeal ended with a happy reunion high above the streets of Sydney, Australia. What a great story, folks. Never give up hope. Life has a way of working itself out. And hey, here is probably the most enduring adorable story I have seen this week. Now, if you've ever wondered who's underneath the costumes at Disneyland and what kind of person it takes that kind of a job, well, one TikToker found the answer to that question, and we're going to describe who's ever under that costume as an absolute sweetheart. Jessica Moore shared an unforgettable reaction where Woody the cowboy from the Toy Story series realized that her daughter was deaf and began to communicate in American Sign Language. The now viral moment has garnered over 1 million views after it was posted on her TikTok account. The interaction isn't long. It can't be with a line of children waiting to see Woody, but goodness knows it probably made both their days. My kids had so much fun, she said. Our family saw Woody doing a meet and greet and waited our turn to get his picture. More said about that day. And so I grabbed my phone as fast as I could and started recording the moment. Once the Woody character realized that her daughter was deaf, Woody began using American Sign Language to communicate some simple phrases. I don't think Woody has as much dexterity in his fingers as most people that do sign language. But what a great story and what a great time. It reminds me, folks, we all have an ability to communicate. We just got to find the ways that make that happen. And whoever was wearing Woody's costume that day, thank you for being a good person in the world and doing what it takes to help in the communication. Hey, we're going to take another quick break. Let our friends and neighbors, our sponsors and organizational donors say hello, as well as let you know about a brand new show that's just premiered this past week here on New Thought Media Network. A brand new show happening on Thursdays called The Peace Dialogue. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
What would it look like to truly practice peace? Not just talk about it, but live it. Join Reverend Christy Semple and her guests for the Peace Dialogues, a powerful weekly experience where conversation becomes transformation and practice becomes presence. Every Thursday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, only on the New Thought Media Network. Join us in a space of reflection, connection, and real-time peace building. Come practice peace with us and be part of something that extends far beyond the moment. The Peace Dialogues, Thursdays at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. We'll see you there.
Please help us say thank you to all of our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Center for Spiritual Living United Life, Sunshine Cathedral, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Universal Joy Center, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Home Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. On behalf of New Thought Media Network, thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, come be you.
Yes. Thank you to all of our organizational sponsors and individual donors. It's thanks to folks like you that we're able to share these types of good news stories around the world, as well as all of our programming. If you'd like to learn more about becoming part of our financial family, please head on over to the website, ntmedia.org/donate, and consider making a donation. One-time donation, or create a monthly recurring, and we'll get your name on the next version of our thank you video. All right, back into the good news for tonight. Next up, wow, now this is an accomplishment, a 9-day live stream to help cancer survivors. This all happened over in Poland. A 23-year-old streamer spent a 9-day online and help raise more than 250 million zlotys, or what's equivalent to about $68 million for children battling cancer. Piotr helped, started all this with a simple idea. He wanted to raise $130,000 for the Cancer Fighters Foundation. Instead, millions of people rallied behind the cause, helping push the donations up over 68 million. Now, the marathon live stream lasted for 9 nonstop days from a small apartment in Warsaw. It all happened because he promised to go live for 1 minute for every like that he got on a post on TikTok. Well, the post exploded, and before he knew it, he had to do 9 days. Throughout the stream, he repeatedly played the emotional song "I'm Still Here." That was recorded by Polish rapper Bedos in 2115 alongside an 11-year-old cancer patient, Maha Makan. Now, it was originally written as a rap diss track aimed at cancer itself, and the song became an anthem of resilience for cancer survivors. As the live stream gained momentum, celebrities, athletes, and entertainers joined the effort. Chris Martin of Coldplay appeared in a video call and even performed a short improv song while joking with his Polish pronunciation. Football star Robert Lewandowski shared a dance video to the song and reportedly donated more than £200,000 himself. Former Arsenal football goalkeeper, recorded a support video. Several guests shaved their head during the stream, and at its peak, they had over 1.5 million viewers live watching simultaneously as the fundraiser came to an end. The total raise smashed the previous live stream fundraising world record, which was set by a French streamer last year. What do you think, folks? Should New Thought Media Network do a 9-day, 10-day fundraising streamer? We did 12 hours once. About 6 years ago, we did 13 hours. That was a long day. I don't know if I could do 9 full days. Oh my gosh, that would be huge. Thank you, Peter. What a great story. And that led me to this story. 14-year-old Jude Baker was given a chance to make a dream wish after surviving cancer through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He didn't ask for a vacation or to meet a celebrity. Instead, the Georgia teenager used his wish to feed and help hundreds of people experiencing homelessness, and now his community is returning the kindness in a huge way. Jude is from Somerville, Georgia, and was only 12 years old when he was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, a rare and aggressive form of cancer that affects the bones and surrounding tissue. The road through treatment was brutal. It wasn't even knowing I could die, Jude said. The chemo just hurt. For his father, watching his son suffer was heartbreaking. I wish I could feel his pain, he told a local news station. And as a dad, that it sucks. After months of painful treatment, Jude finally reached a milestone cancer patients dream about, ringing the hospital bell, and that's the picture you can see there, to celebrate the end of chemotherapy. And that moment, also many qualified for a Make-A-Wish through the Make-A-Wish Georgia Foundation. Most children choose trips, exciting adventures, or to meet someone they admire. Jude said, heck no, I got my version of heck, and I want to help others who are in a similar situation with their own version. His only wish was to give back to the community, and that's not a wish we ever tell kids is an option, said the Make-A-Wish Foundation. More than 300 people were helped through the efforts. Jude even made one personal rule for the day. He refused to eat until every person in line had been served. Now in remission, Jude hopes his story encourages other people to help in their own communities. Wow. Thank you, Jude. Sir, you are amazing. What a great story. You can do good for others, even when there's others doing good for you. I love it. All right, folks, it's that time. We've got just one more minute and one more story. It's time for our hero of the week. The frightening moment happened last Wednesday in Hancock County, Mississippi, when school bus driver Leah Taylor suffered an asthma attack while driving students home from school. Taylor told a local affiliate, I had a medical emergency and the students really stepped up. According to Taylor, she suddenly passed out while driving her usual route. Within seconds, several students realized something was terribly wrong. She kind of sort of fell over, flopped over, and everyone started standing up, said student Mackenzie Finch. Surveillance video released by the Hancock County School District captured the incredible response from the students as they worked together to bring this bus to a safe stop and help their driver. When the bus began drifting off the road, student Jackson Kasnave rushed to grab the steering wheel. At the same time, sixth grader Darius Clark jumped into action and hit the brakes to stop the speeding bus. The bus started rolling forward and it started like gaining speed. So when I clicked the brakes, it about threw me out of the windshield, Darius said. While some students focused on controlling the bus, others focused on helping Taylor. Eighth grader Kaylee Clark called 911 while Destiny Cornelius quickly recognized that Taylor needed her medication. I saw her medication in her hand and I saw her reaching for it. I knew that's what she needed, Destiny said. The students continued working together until first responders arrived, even helping keep the other children on the bus calm during the frightening ordeal. Taylor later thanked each of the students personally. I can't thank these students enough for saving everybody's life because it could have turned out much, much worse, said Taylor. Hancock Middle School principal Dr. Melissa Saucier said she hoped this story reminds the people of the good that exists in today's younger generation. Our Hancock Middle School's community is so incredibly proud of them. I hope that when people hear this story, they're reminded that there is so much good in this next generation. We just have to pay attention. Yes, there is. And thank you to all of the students that made this story possible, that saved Taylor's life and the lives of everyone on that bus. You are our heroes of the week. That's all we've got for tonight, folks. Thanks again for being with us. I love you. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you again sometime soon. Next week, Reverend Barber will be back with more of the good news here on the New Thought Media Network. And hey, please tune in just a half an hour, top of the hour, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. It's Pastor Michael Mangus with the Fireside Chat. You never want to miss that. Until next time, I wish you peace and richest blessings. Bye now.